In this video, we will learn how to create assignments for our class. In previous videos, we learned how to set up a class and how to assign students to that class. Now we will create assignments for that class. It doesn't matter whether you have students in the class before you create assignments. If you know what assignments you want, you can create the class and immediately start creating assignments. However, if you have your class list handy, go ahead and enroll your students and then set your assignments. It doesn't matter which comes first. However, you must have a class with which to set assignments and enroll in students. So that is absolutely one of the first things that you will do is create a class. So we have our class already created, and we have 5 students enrolled in this class called idioms. I will click on that row and note that I have no assignments in this class. Let's just click through the tabs and note that we have our students enrolled. I am the instructor. There are no grades. The list of students will appear after at least one assignment has been created, but for now, let's go back to assignments and create that first one. I notice on the right-hand side, there's a big orange button called Add New Assignment. So let's click on it and see what happens. Okay, this is the Add New Assignment menu. It's fairly straightforward. Let's give it a name. We'll call it Week 2, and we're going to call it Practice. I'm not going to include this assignment in the final grade because I want them to get used to the system first. And also, I want to know how long it takes to complete a typical assignment. And we have access to that data. So if you set the first assignment as a typical one and don't assign a grade to it, you can just check how long students are taking to complete it through the metric called time, which is time on task. And if it's taking them 30 minutes to complete a typical assignment, then you can set up the rest of your assignments in a similar manner, assuming that you want each one to take 30 minutes. So I have 2 ebooks, and I will choose my lessons from the Idioms and Phrasal Verbs ebooks. I will set the start date as April 5th, and I will have the close date as the Sunday. The close date is always midnight on that day. So on Sunday, April 11th, this lesson will close. And in the app, they will not be able to continue with that assignment. Now, you can always change this close date at any time. And if a student asks you or has a valid excuse, you can always change that. But of course, everybody in the class will then have access to that assignment again. Now we've given it a name. We've chosen our ebook. We have an open and close date for the assignment. All we have to do now is add lessons to the assignment. Now we can see here in the menu, we have all of the lessons available for that ebook. And now you're asking yourself, well, I see the name for the unit and the lesson, but what exactly is the content for that lesson? The main way to familiarize yourself with the content of each ebook is to look at the core PDF on the website. The core PDF has all the articles, dialogues, monologues, practice, quizzes, etc. for each ebook. You can look at the core PDF while selecting the lessons to include in your assignments. Or you can simply go off of the unit and lesson names. In either case, you will see the content appear in the app after you have created the assignment, and you can test it out yourself as a student in your own class. So lesson types include practice, dialogues, articles, texting, quizzes, monologues, and a few others. And this practice means that there are a set of sentences that are not connected with each other, but are grouped thematically. And in this case, it's a set of idioms that are thematically grouped by instructions and are related to school. In the second lesson, you have a practice set of idioms that are connected thematically through school and advice. So I am just going to assign 4 lessons for this practice assignment. I'm going to select them and then hit Add Lessons. And you will see that they appear on the screen. I am going to hit save, and you will see that the first assignment has been created. If I want to view or edit that assignment or remove, there are 3 vertical dots on the right-hand row. So let's do one more. I'm going to do idioms. I'm going to call this week 3. And I'm going to make a start date of the 12th, pick up where I left off, and give them 1 week to do this. And you will see that the lessons that I've already chosen have been grayed out. You cannot assign lessons that you've used in a previous assignment. And this helps you to prevent overlap. I'm going to choose the next 4. I will note that they're from Unit 2, and it's 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to hit Add Lessons, and I will see here that they appear on the screen. Check that that's what I want, and hit Save. Now I have 2 assignments in my assignment list. Let's make one more. I am going to select the idioms, make it week 4, and I'm going to put quizzes. I'm going to make the start date continue from where I left off, from the 19th to the 25th. And I am going to add some quizzes that I saw at the bottom. I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to add 8 quizzes, the quizzes that are associated with Unit 1 and Unit 2. I'm going to add them, check it that that's what I want. I have 8 of them, and I'm going to save this. Now, let's look at what we have created. We have 3 assignments, and they are inactive because the current date is not in between the open and close date. The students will see that there are assignments set in their app immediately as soon as you create them. However, there will be a lock icon over the assignment because it is not within the open and close date. The status is inactive, and you can immediately see this. Again, you can go to any row, edit, remove, or view that assignment. And more importantly, you can check the grades when the time comes. You see here that in the grades panel, we have week 2, week 3, and week 4 assignment. So we have the 3 assignments that we set in reverse order, if you will, or the most recent will be closest to the average score. So as the students progress through their assignments, their scores will pop up here. So now if I want to give them a grade that is associated with each assignment, say for example 2% of their entire grade, because I'm going to create 10 assignments, each one 2%, that's 20% of their total grade, or whatever combination you decide on, you can easily associate these score values with their final grade. You can download a CSV file. You can manipulate the data in your favorite spreadsheet. And if I want to exclude this practice week from the average score to get an on-screen value, then I can click this box to exclude these values from the average score calculation. The average score is the average of all of the assignments combined. And when I download it, also, those values will not be included in the average score, which is also downloaded in the CSV file. And in addition, if you click on any given assignment, you will see a host of metrics for all of the students. There is a separate video covering the ins and outs for these metrics. But in this video, I will just mention one of the most common columns to look at is the summary data for score. For now, just note that you have a host of metrics for each assignment, each lesson, and each activity. If you want to see the score for each assignment, all you have to do is look under the summary column for the score. And that is the value that is reported in the grades tab. This value here is the score for the entire assignment. And most of the time, that's all you need. And this concludes the instructions for creating a new assignment. Thank you.